You already know what it is. Your most favorite lover is always Donald Peasley.
Alongside of LaShawn, you are now welcome to what'sagoodguy.com, your number one source for all things What's a Good Guy. You get to hear the audio exclusively here at 8 a.m. along with the video. Sit back, enjoy, scroll through the website, look at our About page, see the team members that you don't get to see behind the cameras, and the two guys that you see every week in front of the cameras, me and Don. Who else but us? What'sagoodguy.com, your number one source for all things What's a Good Guy.
Don Peasley knows where I'll be at.
You already know this, motherfuckers. Your most favorite lover is always Donald Peasley.
And for the last time, my name is LaShawn.
Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing.
Facts.
Doing everything.
Facts.
Yeah, I did every week.
Facts. For over 200 and something weeks, bro. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. But we're here, blessed, highly favored. I would tell you how my week went, but I kind of told you that yesterday. The only thing I can say is the DMV is a shitty place. I was in there.
I thought you had an appointment.
I had a reservation, but shout out to Rio. The way Rio signed the papers, I had to. He was in his studio. Shout out to Rio. If you're looking for a studio as well in Brooklyn, you can book with him. So Rio signed the papers in a certain way that I needed him to be there. So I had to call him an Uber from Brooklyn to DMV in Springfield in Queens. Or in the Conduit, whatever the fuck you want to say, Rockaway, whatever. So I waited from 3 to about 5:15.
Jesus, waiting for real?
Yes. And after 3 years, I finally put the fucking car on the road. 3 fucking years. Mm-hmm. So kudos to that. What's going on with you, Slim?
Ain't shit, brother. Finish line is here. This has been one hell of a run, one hell of a journey. I never thought I could do something for 230 something weeks straight, except for peeing, shitting, and sleeping. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. Yeah, I don't even got an episode. I don't got an idea.
What have you learned on the journey, man?
I don't want to do that dumb shit.
A fucking recap.
I don't want to do that dumb shit. But, I mean, I guess, for the most part, I kind of know what it takes to achieve whatever I want to achieve in life, you know. Consistency, for one. I never knew I was that consistent in anything, but I did know if I wanted something bad enough, I would try my hardest. Growth, patience. A lot of this shit is going to come with a lot of doubt, a lot of days of looking in the mirror, questioning yourself, the power of therapy, power of being transparent, no regrets for the most part, for majority of the part.
One thing it did show me, you can meet the people that you see coming up. Like, people aren't that far away. Like the whole Miss Milan, Wayno, Cam. It was like, yo, these people are actually pretty tangible.
Yeah.
And to know that most of them, a majority of them that we've met are down to earth and like really
cool people,
really humble and cool. It's like, all right, that's dope.
Yeah.
We've met some that we wish we didn't really meet.
Yeah.
Like
a couple of rats.
Yeah. No, damn.
Yeah.
Well,
people in that family.
Yeah. So that was a wonderful experience. Just growing together and shit. You know, the whole cliche shit. Just seeing each other through the tough times and knowing that we could still push through this shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like
facts.
That's
Facts.
From being a coworker to a brother was like mad random.
Facts, because like I said, I ain't like you at all.
That's cool. You're from Brooklyn. I didn't really like any Brooklyn people anyways.
Yeah.
I was just cool with Webb.
Y'all niggas was just really too loud.
I wasn't loud. That was Webb. I was sitting in the
I
corner.
was mad, obnoxious. I just felt like y'all were the niggas that play fight to get the girls' attention.
I ain't touching no man for a girl, dog. That make no sense.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Because all of a sudden, oh, they're cute. I see why they're loud. I see why.
I'm trying to make the whole class laugh. All right, good.
Yeah.
But
thanks for keeping me up, bro.
okay.
Yeah, because I was sleeping throughout that whole training, and I almost got fired for that sleep.
I think they gave you a little leeway because you were working 2 jobs at the time.
Nah, Bruce was gonna get me the fuck out of there.
Right. And
and ironic.
And Bruce knows your fucking family.
yeah. So that was ironic how that happened because I was working 2 jobs and I would come to work dead tired, sleeping, barely could make it. And I think one day Bruce was talking shit about me to a guy who lived across the street. Mm-hmm. And the way he described me, he kind of was like, dark skin glasses, you know, blah, blah, blah. Bruce was like, yeah, LaShawn? Yeah, no, that's a good kid, man. Don't be patient with him. That's a good kid. So shout out to my neighbor. I never thanked him for doing that. I don't think he know that I did that. So.
Yo, well, I don't know if niggas was, I think we was doing LMS or some shit. We was doing something. I think niggas gave us a break. All I see is a dark room and a nigga in the corner with a white shirt. This nigga sleep.
I had to get my sleep somehow, some way, bro.
I think we walked in the room and bothered you. Nigga looked at all of us. Niggas said, what the fuck?
At that point in time, son, all I knew was making some money. Because at that time, I went from making, and this being transparent, I went from making like $30 an hour to trying to work 2 jobs to match that. You know, I think when we first started Delta,
$11.50?
it was $11.11.
$11.11? Yeah. Sounds about right.
$11.13.
Yeah, it's some weird shit. It's some weird shit.
It was $11.13, and Baked by Melissa, because I was at Baked by Melissa, that was $10.
You should have took down your manager, boy. I can tell you.
Shouts to Janera.
Yo, what's wrong with you?
It's the last one. Give a fuck. Yeah, so that was like 23. But it was a weird time in my life, bro. I remember us getting there, and niggas was talking about the employee benefits. I'm like, all right, healthcare, this, that, and the third. And I hear like Kadeem and I forgot the other nigga name talking about they going to Boston after work. I'm looking at these niggas like going to Boston.
The Dominican one.
Yeah, the Dominican nigga, yeah.
Nigga.
Going to Boston after work. And I asked Kadeem, that was my first time speaking to Kadeem. I'm like, why would y'all go to Boston? We got work tomorrow. Like, we don't got tomorrow off. He was like, yeah, but the flight is open. I said, what you mean by that? He was like, yo, bro, we could fly for free now. I said, pardon me? Like, I had no idea. I was just trying to find a job. Crazy enough, how I got that job was on some, like, a nigga at my church. He knew I was looking for work. And his mom had told him that the airlines are hiring. So I put in, he told me that at that time American and Delta was hiring. So I put in the application for both. I didn't hear anything back. And it was like a Sunday service. And, you know, I'm not sure what the word was, but I came back home. I ain't hear anything. And before I went to bed, I said, yo, let me just check my junk mail. I checked my junk mail. I got to do a virtual interview. It has to be submitted at 7 o'clock that day. It's 6:30.
Don't want a suit.
Nigga, I just came from church, so I already had the suit on. So I did the virtual interview, heard back, did the in-person interview. And the crazy thing how life works, I was supposed to be the class before you. So we started July
27th.
July 27th. I was supposed to be July 20th. But for some reason, because of like my name or whatever, it was a little issue. So they was like, yo, you could start the following week. that's just how life works. Because if I don't know if I start the week before you, if I even know who you are.
That's right. That's right.
Because the way the airport's set up, I
don't think you'd have been in. You probably would never been KLM.
Facts. And the crazy thing about it, I had to, because of my age, I was a little bit older. I wasn't the oldest, but I was middle ground. But I wanted the Sundays off. So
What'd you end up again?
I got Sunday, Monday.
You always had Sunday, Monday, right?
Yeah, but the only reason why I took Sunday, Monday is because KLM had Sunday, Monday available.
Oh, yeah, you did.
So I picked that, and even that, me wanting my Sundays off was how we were able to work together.
But and then I changed my shit. I think we worked 1 day a week.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was like, in the beginning,
I was off, was it Wednesday, Thursday? No. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah, I had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm bugging. Yeah, I had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And you had the middle week. You had the what the fuck.
Yeah,
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, you had what
facts,
the fuck.
That's a fact. I'll be tight working on Saturday.
Yeah.
I always walk in with a hangover.
Yeah.
I always walk with a hangover. Nigga say, yo, bro, you got to stop drinking and coming to work. I'm like, yo, bro, fuck this job. Dog.
Yeah, you had the what the fuck schedule. And long story. No, I mean it's the last one.
Yeah, nigga.
Long story long.
Y'all gonna listen to this shit.
Long story long. You was looking up like studio equipment and shit like that. I'm like, damn, another black nigga wanna rap. Same old cycle. But now then you told me some shit about a podcast. I'm like, okay. And I had no idea what a podcast was or what it's like or whoever podcasted before. And you kept telling me about this tax stone guy, and I'm like, okay. I pay my taxes, so I thought it was like a financial podcast. And then you played me. I remember you played me the Joe Budden
that always got to get niggas hooked on that shit. Like, nah, this shit type fire, boy.
You played me the Joe Budden shit at work, and
that shit sparked something in his mind. Like,
nah, not at all. I just thought it was entertaining, so I knew it was a talk show, but I didn't know why people were calling it a podcast. It was regular. I thought it was a talk show. So yeah, we did. You wanted to do the podcast thingamajiggy. And I remember, I don't know, I came in one day, you was at lunch, and I saw you at the computer, and I was like, yo, you still didn't start that shit? You was like, nah, my niggas is playing, blah, blah, blah. So, okay. And went in my corner, and I ate my lunch, and then I don't know how you got my number, but I do remember you calling me.
I don't remember how. Actually, I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
I don't know.
I don't remember that.
Because I don't.
You don't give out your number, though.
I don't. So I don't know how you got my number. But
we're in the group. We were in a group chat.
No. So I don't remember how.
Nah, one of us had to give each other a number at the front desk, bro. Because we will always sit next to each other, bro.
Yeah, facts.
We will always sit next to each other, and niggas will crowd around us like, yo, what y'all talking about right now?
True. Yeah. So okay. Yeah.
It was
so
me,
that's kind of how the podcast started.
We should have ended this shit with a Kosh. That would have been hard.
Yes,
because two blacks in the.
So before What's a Good Guy started,
niggas, I ain't gonna for niggas never know the story though.
We had a friend who was Pakistani, and he was the funny
unintentionally funny. Yo, he wouldn't even do nothing. Like I would teach this nigga certain words. Like my nigga. Like a passenger would get him tight, a nigga walk away and say on his breath, fucking Bogoman. I'm like, yo, boy, you're not supposed to be talking like that, dog. You're not supposed to be talking like that.
So, yes, originally...
Shout out my son, Kaj.
Originally...
Kaj, heard my son. She said...
Originally, the podcast was supposed to be two blacks and a packy. And it was kind of like us learning his culture and him learning... Because, boy...
I got mad videos
we don't say the word anymore, but the day he learned what a Bati boy was,
yeah, he just couldn't stop. He couldn't stop. I ain't on front. I put a filter on that nigga one day, one of them little filters with the makeup. They said, take that off, you fucking Bati man. I said, yo, bro, we in McDonald's, we in McDonald's line, bro. Everybody's looking at him. I was like, yo, bro, this nigga like a 3-year-old. He can't see this nigga shit.
So yes, it was me, Don, and Akash. And the show was supposed to be 2 blacks and a packy. But he punked out.
Yeah, he just not with it. That should have, I ain't gonna front, that would have went crazy,
We would
too.
have got canceled so quick.
Nah,
bro.
but it would have been good.
We would have not survived.
I ain't gonna front. We would have got canceled if we did this shit with Adrian.
Consistently.
Yes.
Consistently.
I feel like Chubbs wouldn't be so bad. Wasn't Chubbs married to something like that?
Yeah.
Shout out to Chubbs, man.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched the episode, watch the episode too.
So yeah, man. So that was supposed to be the origin. 2 blacks and a packy. And then even then when we'd be chopping it up in the break room, I guess you was paying attention to like people listening to us or whatever. I was just having a regular conversation. And then like I said, I don't know how you got my number, but you called me. Nah, you text me. You did one of them. And you was like, yo.
I text you. I remember I texted you.
Yeah, you text me. You was like, yo, bro, what you want to be in life? It's mad late. Super late. I know I was watching ball.
It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's late, bro.
8 o'clock, my nigga.
I know I was watching a game. And I was like, I don't know. I ain't really thinking about that. And he was like, yo, whatever you want to be, I feel like this podcast thing could help you get there. I'm good.
I should have been selling insurance. What? I didn't expect to get you on that.
You was selling dreams, boy. I kind of see how you was knocking them down back then, bro. Because you almost got me to drive.
This nigga's wild.
So yeah, you said, yeah, you was like, yo, bro, like whatever you want to do, I think, the podcast is what
Can lead you to it.
Can lead you to it. No, I'm lying. I told you what I wanted to do. I was like, yo, I wanted to be a sports analyst for ESPN. He was like, yo, bro, like if the podcast pop off, that could lead you into that. It's a media thing. And I'm like, nah, whatever. I ain't really interested in that. And
that one special day.
One special day. That Sunday. Facts. That Sunday, I'm with.
You right.
I'm with
Bishop.
the woman I'm dating at the time. Nah, and something happened. I forgot what the argument was about, but it was like one of those I just had one of those moments where it was like, it don't make no sense being the good guy in any situation, bro. At that time, I'm young. I'm looking at my peer groups. I'm looking at the women they dealing with. I'm looking at the love that they're getting from their women, right? And I'm looking at the amount of effort that they're giving. Correlating that to myself as a person who's going above and beyond, right? And I'm not even getting half that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we was arguing over some bullshit, some petty shit that I don't feel like none of my niggas was going through, nor would they give a fuck about, right? So I'm like, yo, what's the point of being a good guy? I don't get it, son. Like, I'm looking at my guys, and they, at that time, this is 3 years ago, 4 years, 5 years ago, whatever, and they literally don't have to do. Let me see, Pastor. I don't think it's on loop. They don't really have to do much of anything. You know what I'm saying? They giving the bare minimum and getting the world. And I'm like, yo, I want that. But a part of me was like, I don't know if I have what it takes to sustain that. You know what I'm saying? My conscience wasn't built for that. But I just knew I wanted to express that. And I didn't know where or how. But then I remember, yo, this nigga hit me up about doing like a podcast. So I said, all right, bet. I hit you after I got off the phone with her. And I'm like, I was like, yo, you still thinking about doing the show? You was like, yeah, nigga, you down? I'm like, yeah. One condition, though.
Nigga did this shit out of anger a little bit.
I'm like, yeah, one condition, though. I was like, yo, I want to call the show What's a Good Guy? And at that time, you was a part of a clique.
It's fucking Mean Girls.
Nah, you was a part of a clique, bro.
What's Leisure Life Club?
Yeah. So I was like, yo, the Leisure Life Club. I still wanted to give you get whatever you was doing credit.
Fuck them niggas, dog.
Yeah, that's exactly
Fuck
what
them
you
niggas,
said.
dog. Fuck them niggas, dog.
So I wanted to be like the Leisure Club presents What's a Good Guy. He was like, nah, we ain't putting that name on that. I said, I bet, cool. So we got the name, but then I'm waiting on you because you knew all the technical stuff, and I'm like, all right, this shit taking a little long. So I think I was in church one day, and I was talking to Preach, and I'm like, yo, bro, I'm thinking about starting this podcast. He was like, oh,
Get
bro.
excited nigga.
You know, Preach is mad excited. He's like, yo, that's crazy. This, that, and third. And Preach was like, yo, I know somebody with a studio. You could do it out of the studio. Boom, boom, boom. I said, I bet. So Preach then introduces me to Rel. I meet Rel.
And Benny
Rel
comes
and
out.
Benny. And then, you know, we kept it business for a while. You know, just pay for our studio time, go home, come in, come out.
Niggas said they thought we were gonna be done after fucking 10 episodes.
10 episodes, right? But then episode 1, we record the shit, and we didn't really know what the fuck
we was gonna do.
doing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. That shit was just talking shit and just, just speaking.
Yeah, and I remember coming home, because at that time, I was no longer with the shorty that made me feel I was dating somebody new, and I was telling her about it, and she was like, yeah, I got that text to this day. I have that to this day. She was like, you know, what's the name of the show? I told her the name of the show. She was like, I knew it had something to do with that, blah, blah, blah. So,
So why'd you ask?
I played it for her, and she was like, you know, I really like this. I was like, I bet. And I told, I remember telling Deshaun and Ruben and the whole group chat about it, and they were supportive of it. But at that time, we were pre-recording. We didn't know when it was gonna come out. We didn't really have an idea. But
Just
then
stacking up episodes like a
we was
motherfucker.
just stacking up, yeah. And then Valentine's Day was right around the corner, so I was like, yo, let's drop it Valentine's Day weekend, or the week of Valentine's
Drop
Day.
one, then we drop the special.
Yeah, because we dropped, so episode 1, the pilot. I think we was at work.
Yo, I forgot what the fuck I said in the intro, bro. Is
That
your
was-
man cheating on you? Some weird shit. Damn.
But
Ignorance. Just ignorant.
the pilot comes out. We're at work. We're at work. We drop the pilot. We walk away, right? We come back. It's at 500.
Doing fucking numbers, man.
That-
Oh, y'all niggas listening?
Then we do our task. We do our task, right? And then after the task, we come back. It's at 750. And I'm like, yo, 700.
Nigga said we on the first episode?
So I get home from work. I check again. We almost at 1,000 plays first day. And this is just SoundCloud.
Facts.
And I'm like, yo, maybe this nigga is right. Maybe I could get on ESPN.
That shit went crazy.
And then I
didn't
hit
expect
you.
it.
I was like, yo, bro.
We
Like,
kept watching that shit so heavy, bro.
I'm like, yo, we should do an episode tomorrow and drop it for Valentine's Day. And he was like, I'm with it. I think the success of the pilot made us, because we usually would never do no shit like that. So we go back to the studio that morning, right before work.
Nigga
Like,
said-
we're literally dressed in our uniform. And we record the Valentine's Day special. As soon as we finish
Don't
recording,
listen to it.
we put it up. That shit go crazy.
Nah, this nigga Don Wild, LA over here buying flowers and shit.
The story of the father. So
Talk
now,
about it.
so now,
We got mad catchphrase. Let's talk about that.
so now, the persona of who I am and who you are took life. That Valentine's Day special
It's over.
It was over. Like, I'm the lover boy, you the playboy. And it was like, but it wasn't drawn out like that. There was no script. We didn't think on misogyny.
We don't write shit like certain podcasts. They do that, like they write down tasks and what we gonna talk about.
Because episode 1 we had that, but mid episode
we stopped that shit. Like, fuck all that shit. Let's just talk.
So boom. So now, what's the good guys here? But it's a little weird now for me because I would like to say I'm an introverted person. Now there's random people hitting me up, trying to talk to me, and like just casual conversations, not even no male to woman interaction, just people talking to me. And that was a whole adjustment thing, right? And I don't know if I was used to that. Even learning in podcasting, I learned over the years, like, there's a way of being transparent without divulging too much and hurting anybody. So in the sake of transparency and sharing, I was just talking crazy. Not talking crazy, but like not being mindful of who else is listening. Yeah. So like in the midst of that, I done mentioned things about family.
Relationships was probably the craziest shit I talked about, like that.
Family. My mom stopped talking to me because of the pod for a while. My sister, my aunt I had said something and she didn't deliver it in the context that I said it, so that made my mother feel some type of way. But relationships, boy,
argument just finished. You talking about it?
Argument just finished, and we pressed record. I think that's the only episode that never came out because I felt like I did too much. That's the thing about podcasting, though, bro. You have those emotions. I forgot what episode it was. It was the episode you just went. It was Black Men or something like that.
Oh yes, Dear Black Men.
Dear Black Men.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, bro. He's like, yo, I gotta record. I was like, yo, bro. All right, cool.
Yeah.
What's a good guy episode? Whatever. Featuring Don. I'm just here.
It was during that time. I was off of social media for a while, but because of the show, you know, you got to promote or whatever the case may be. So it led me to be on social media, especially back on Twitter. Because when Twitter first came out, I was active on Twitter. But what happened was the infamous Golden Shower Day. She peeped that I was laughing on Twitter about it. So I to save my relationship, I deleted my Twitter and never got back on Twitter. So when the podcast happened, I had to get back on Twitter, and it was like a whole new. I don't want to equate it to like a nigga getting out of jail.
It's a whole new realm. It's a new world.
It's a new world. And this world was full of the gender war. So there was a point where I just kept seeing like black men ain't shit, black men ain't this, black men ain't that. And that shit, like...
It's frustrating. It's like a,
Yeah.
Piercing on
now I'm numb to it. Now I don't really care. You know what I'm saying?
You're not directed towards me type shit.
Yeah, I don't personalize it. But the day I felt like I had enough of that shit, I just had to let that out. I had to let that out, right? And how the reception of it was good. I thought I was gonna be ready to...
You gotta defend yourself.
Twitter fingers and all of that, but I just felt like, I think for me, that was the switch on what I wanted to start talking about on the show, opposed to like the relationship shit. Like we really never did the $500 date shit like that. Maybe a few times in the earlier stages, but it was never a downplaying thing, just be who you are. But then I felt like after Dear Black Men, it was kind of like...
It's got to become more...
This got to be something different.
More mature, my nigga. Like,
yeah, I feel like we got to...
Can't just be sex the whole time. And
if we going to talk, let's really talk. Let's have those conversations because this shit is crazy. And that led on to a bunch of transparent episodes that I felt proud about, and I think I've done things through the show that I never would have envisioned in my fucking life.
What's your favorite one? Bishop?
That was the start. Because I think the episode was with Bishop was me starting to share who LaShawn was. I think at that time I stopped calling myself LA on the show because I wanted people to like actually know who the fuck I was. And sharing who my day-to-day people. The only thing that's never really been on this show is who my parents are. And I never did an episode with my significant other. But outside of that, you know, I've shared who my pastor was, who my therapist was, who my best friends are, and multiple things. So I felt like that What's a Good Guy never really had like a niche in a sense, right? And I don't know if that hindered us or propelled us, but I do know that there is an episode
For everything you're feeling.
for everything you've ever went through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I look at it as a buffet. So yeah, we may not be a seafood restaurant, but there's some seafood here.
You got some chicken, we got some beef, we got some pork.
We may.
Bro, so 200 plus episodes, niggas still doing the same shit.
But like, we're not a steakhouse, but you know, there's some steak here and shit like that.
Now,
So I feel proud about that.
Now, how was it? This is damn. How long ago was this? This when we were in the old studio. How was it bringing a significant other to the studio?
That saved my relationship at that time, because even that, it was like she was used to a man. So she was there technically from the first episode. So she was used to LaShawn recording, coming home, uploading it, and spending the rest of the day with her, right? So by the time she started coming to the studio, we on video now.
Now it's more work.
So she didn't understand how long it took to record, to edit, the side conversations that go on before we record, the conversations that keep going. So for a while, it was like, at that time, all she kept asking me was for time. And at that time,
I had the time to give.
I didn't know how to manage that.
It's work, podcasting, and personal life shit. Yeah.
Personal life shit and a whole relationship, right? So she could not understand what the fuck was going on. And I forgot who I was speaking to. I forgot who gave me the advice on like, yo, let her see what it's like. I said, I'm gonna do it for one episode.
Preacher Joe.
Nah, I wasn't cool with Joe at that time.
Oh, okay.
Me and Joe at that time, yeah, we'll get to Joe and them, but I ain't like them niggas anyway.
It's like, oh, I'm listening.
Yeah, I mean, last one.
Catch it when you can.
I think it was Preach, bro. I think as wild as Preach is, like when you could get Preach to like be
realistic,
be who he is. He really gives some of the best advice. So I think Preacher was like, yo, just bring her to the studio. Like, let her know. And I was more on some like, yo, bro, like, that's my own world. And he was like, yeah, but for her to understand your world, like, you got to bring her.
Shut your ass up. Making sense. Nobody tell you it makes sense.
So I brought her to the studio, and then we was coming home, and then she was like, yo, bro, I did not know it. Like, she's tired.
She's just sitting there watching the show.
She's just sitting there watching. She's exhausted. So now she kind of understands what it is, and she's no longer on my back, because at that time I just felt like all she kept asking for was time for time. And I'm like, yo, I don't have time to give you. So if you need an extra time, because at that, I can always say she's one of those women who is like, if I'm running errands, she's okay with just being in the car and running the errands with me. So I guess for her, it was like, that's...
Just being in the same room.
Yeah, being in the same room, she see what it is or whatever the case may be. And, yeah, so that kind of saved the relationship at that time. But then, you know, going through shit real time, not knowing, yo, by tomorrow, learning, one of the things I learned is, if I don't feel the same, at least by tomorrow or the day after, don't speak on it. So there's times where it will be beefing, and that would be a whole episode. But by the time the episode come out, I don't even feel that way no more.
Did you ever talk to her about? Would you talk to her on an episode if it's something about the relationship? Like, say y'all had an argument, you talked about the argument. Do you tell her before the episode drops?
After a while, because she was tired of catching them strays. And then the crazy thing about it, we were in a pub. No, I guess we were public, but not that level of public. Like,
because niggas out here snitching. Niggas ain't tell niggas. Nigga, Elliot still don't fuck with that.
I would never fuck with that nigga, boy. but I think she secretly liked that shit, but I don't know. I never confirmed that. But
what, being talked about on the pod?
No. When the nigga tagged both me and her.
Fucking dickhead.
Corny ass nigga, bro. Hate that nigga.
No, hate a strong word. Niggas, I really don't like that guy. I really don't like that guy.
I don't hate that nigga. But yeah, people knew who I was dating. Mm-hmm. Her friends was listening, so they would hear.
Girl, you gotta listen to this episode.
Or they would do that. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like I had to learn. One of the things that this show has taught me is how to take full accountability. Because I'd be like, yo, why your fucking friends running back to you? But they wouldn't be able to go back to run if I didn't say anything, right? So sheesh. I learned a high level of accountability. This shit, is literally like a timeline of LaShawn at 26 to LaShawn at 30. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy to me that, some people got it through photos. Some people got it through books and, journaling and stuff like that.
You got through audio and video.
And visual. Like you literally see the growth and
what was the first video episode was with Bam? Bam?
I believe so. On a Mevo.
That shit looked like
that shit looked choppy.
That shit need to be color graded.
He was the first guest.
Okay.
On video, but our first video was us two in the studio. I came fresh from church. I had the I remember what I had on. I had like a burgundy shirt with with my peacoat on. Fresh from church. I remember that.
That was actually a good time.
It was simpler. It was simple, but
do this shit on your phone, chilling. Had this shit right in the corner, just.
I do remember, the simple times, right? But like, for it to grow to what it is now, it couldn't have stayed the same. Mm-hmm. And that's
the best everything in life.
Right, and full circle moment is even with us, like, for us to grow, like this can't stay the same. As much as we'll try to hold on and preserve it, this is the last episode here in this studio, here in this city. Here in this space, so is the show must go on, right? But like, how?
Mm-hmm. How long?
For how long, right? And now, by the grace of God, we pre-record like a motherfucker. So this is June 4th. We recording this, but by the time this come out,
August.
This might be July.
Okay.
July, the last week of July. Okay. So by then, if we'll see what life has in store for you in Atlanta, and we'll see what life has in store for me.
You have to be a busy man, boy.
You know what I'm saying? But this is still a I don't take this for granted. I don't take this platform for granted. I don't take the people that came with it. I know earlier I said I said I ain't really fuck with Joe, but it was because Joe was a part of another podcast in the same studio as us. So I always kind of looked at them as competition.
Shout out to Joe, Marcus, and Umberto.
Right, and
Platanos and collard greens.
Platanos and collard greens. And
niggas still don't want no beef.
It was
smoke. Y'all want no smoke.
It was never like a beef competition, but it was kind of like, yo, I see what them niggas is doing. I'm trying to do the same thing.
Berto and Joe started that shit.
No.
Berto's a little too braggadocious for me. The niggas say, yeah, we can pull that shit by ourselves. We was gonna do a live with them.
Yes.
We never talked about that. We was gonna do a live.
Guy was supposed to do a live show with Platanos and collard greens, and it was Red Autumn wanted to host it, and they sat us down for a meeting, and it was the first time I ever sat down with Joe, Berto, and Marcus, and we were all discussing, we were brainstorming, and Berto had like, and this is no shade because Berto's my guy. Yeah. Berto had this we better than these niggas attitude.
We don't need them. That's it.
So I looked at you.
My guy, though,
looked at you. I looked at Benny, And I looked at you again. I'm like, yo, we gonna pop? Like,
it's a glass table.
yeah,
nigga.
in fact.
That nigga head just pow. Nigga's over.
I'm like,
Let's sit down for a little bit. Let's see what's going
it's
on.
whatever, right? But then I'm not sure how we formed a relationship with them because I think we all have our individual relationships with them. But
I think it's probably with Marcus first.
yeah,
Marcus
I think we were closest to Marcus first.
Then Joe said some dumb shit at the table. He was like, "Yeah, I'm on the. Give me 1 second. I'm texting Boogie. Who you talking about? Yeah, I'm texting A Boogie right now.
Yeah, some shit. Yeah.
I'm texting Boog. That's what I call him. Fuck out my face, though.
But
Good times.
But yeah. So, but then eventually we didn't do a live show, but we did the joint episode, and then we ventured off. Joe eventually became a part of the team as our graphic designer and art director. He took over the art direction. And we got a lot of help along the way, you know.
You want to talk about that too? Who we started off with?
We started off give thanks. You know, we started off with Kiara.
Shout out to Keeks.
Kiara helped us out for a while. She was our first in studio photographer.
We had Chief.
Then we had Chief. Shout out to Chief.
Shout out to Chief 10K.
10K. We had who was after Chief? Rain. No, was
Rain.
somebody before Rain?
No, I think it was Ro after that. No, that was it.
Yeah,
we started taking our own pictures.
So yeah, and then Ro came on for the last stretch, and
engineers,
engineers, shit, Rel, Benny,
Rain.
Nah,
Roya.
the guy that Rel and them don't fuck with. He was technically the first one.
He was though.
Yeah,
This motherfucker turned on the dip.
Yeah, he was a cool guy too. We can say that because they
fuck that nigga, bro.
But he did some foul ball shit to them, and they dipped out, and he had to dip out. Then Rel, Benny, and then whatever. But then life will force you. One thing this show has taught me is like, not that you can't depend on people, but you better learn that shit yourself. And I think that molded me into you know what I'm doing now, and it's crazy.
Sorry, bro.
It's crazy that
I'm doing this tea. Okay, makes sense.
you said to me 4 years ago, like, yo, this show can lead you to do what you want to do. And at that time, I wasn't thinking anything of this sort. But you were right. You were absolutely right. Because now,
LA 25, Don 1.
You were definitely right, because I would have never thought that I would be a videographer, do audio,
cinematographer, producer.
You know, right? I would never think to be producing content. But you were right. This definitely put me in a position where I am able to do that. I have a new way of living, and I'm forever grateful for that.
Yo, the funny thing is, I thought this was it when we first started, bro. Like, this is it. Like, there's no photography. You don't got to do none of that shit. Just podcasting, that's it.
Yeah.
At the point, it became like, yo, bro, like, podcasting is cool. Let's dig into something else.
Yeah. So, see, I think we always said that we were different because the people that we kind of admired in the podcast space transitioned from whatever they were doing to podcasting. So it was kind of like, damn, they got like 100,000.
They already got that. They already influencers.
Right. We did the reverse. We started off as podcasting, grew our audience, and now we're transitioning into what we are destined to be. So in the same way where, I you know how I talk about like, don't become what you hate? And I was kind of like on that, like, yo, that's corny. Like, for example, I'll use hypothetically Joe Budden, right? I'll use Joe Budden. Joe Budden is a rapper who sold records, who has like, however you feel about him or whatever, one of the greatest songs in hip-hop history, right? Can't take that away.
That's right.
Right? Then he did his media thing, and now he switched into podcasting. He didn't really grow that shit from the ground up.
Chico.
You know what I'm saying? He took his musical following and transitioned into that. And I used to be like, y'all niggas bragging about this. Y'all niggas started with 100,000 or whatever. Niggas had to start with 0. But some would say
they did too on the other side.
We are now doing that because we switch into
I our other creative
platforms, but we build a network. We build the following where people are willing to invest in us and support us in ways that we've never imagined. Is that the main camera? That shit still got time on the SD card? But yeah, so I never. So now I kind of get it, but you know, for the people, how much time is on? For the people who ask, yo, how do you do it, or what's the key to podcasting? Network your ass off and promote yourself. But do it with integrity. Don't sell out. Don't pretend to be somebody else. Create your own shit. The numbers will come and go. Because I was a numbers person for a while. But I think I stopped caring.
I forgot it was after the It's the Real.
Nah, because it was hard taking their advice because they would crack 10,000 easily.
I mean, I guess at one point when they first started, it was like, damn, like we're not getting that.
Yeah, because they started years ago.
Yeah,
but it's hard for a nigga to tell you money ain't everything.
Yeah, and niggas got 100 million.
And niggas told you that in a mansion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So for them, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. And even then, you know, we got to thank Skrills because Skrills is a pivotal person in this show. Skrills is the reason why
a lot of people on this shit.
a lot of people got on this show. A lot of people know who we are, or because Skrills literally was.
Nigga was managing without managing.
Yeah,
like,
I was trying to find. He was PR. He was managing. And he never asked for anything. So you know, I'm forever grateful to Skrills. So through this podcasting thing, I've got a couple of new friends because I always came into this. I told you this all the time. I don't want no new friends, bro.
Especially in these spaces.
Yeah, I was like, Don, like these niggas is cool. You do the social shit. I don't want no new friends.
And it's funny how that's kind of changed, bro.
Yeah,
I don't like being that.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta be everybody's face and
yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, well, thank you for doing that. For the days I didn't want to go.
Like, and now people rather walk up to you now because you're the talker. I'm the listener.
I'm not
cool
even the talker.
Nah, bro.
I'm not the talker.
I'm the listener. People like, yo, what's the podcast about? All right, so and then you go. I'm like, cool.
But yeah, so I guess the key to podcasting is to do something that you generally love
with the person you could. You can't work with.
Because chemistry is important. And for a lot of people that was like, yo, with Don leaving, who's going to take Don's seat? And I was nobody. They was like, not even Joe, not even... some people thought Torian would sit there. Nah.
I could watch a nice little ESPN joint with you and Torian.
Nah, Torian too sensitive.
Torian and Joe would be nice.
Torian too sensitive.
That's good though.
Torian's my guy, but Torian won't even talk to me now because I.
When you posted that shit, I ain't gonna front. I was crying on it. I ain't gonna front. Nigga said pain.
Torian won't even talk to me right now. So I never thought about with you going to Atlanta to continue the show. If I can't make it out to Atlanta or if you don't come back and forth, then it is what it is. But like I said, we pre-recorded enough to buy us some time to figure it out. And
we're not doing Zoom.
No, we're not.
Stop asking that. You guys can't do Zoom?
No, we're not.
We didn't do Zoom during the fucking pandemic, the beginning of it.
We're not doing it now.
I mean, like,
it's not.
It'll get figured out. If it doesn't, well.
And I think that's the beauty of it, because every time we had to figure it out, we did.
Figured it out. That's a fact.
Yeah. So if we there's a lot of hardships in podcasting. You know what I'm saying? This is an audio technology experience. Technology will fail you. We've had great episodes. We've had an episode with Jameer Pond. Shout out to Jameer. And the engineer at the time did not press play.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I don't toot my own home, but that episode, I was talking like a motherfucker. I was tight. If you watch this podcast, you listen to it, you know I'm kind of a listener, ask questions guy. That's who I am. Bro, I was talking like a motherfucker. I was like, yo, you didn't record this shit? That's I think that's one of the first times I wanted to fight, bro. Like, in the studio, I was looking, I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys can do it over. This ain't got the goal of this motherfucker.
So,
Still love you.
even the episode with It's the Real, I think Eric's mic wasn't plugged in. So
Miss Milan shit.
his audio was being received through others' mics. Fucking Miss Milan, her episode, there was a blackout or a shortage in the studio.
So we had to use the fucking camera mics, right?
So it shut off. It shut off the whole. It blacked out, and the audio was gone, and we had to use the camera audio. And
no Rode mics, by the way.
no Rode mics at that time, and I think it was the Canon
Yeah.
at the time. So it wasn't top of the line, and that's another thing. Like, just start. You know.
Yeah, don't wait for perfection, bro. Like that shit is gonna.
For the creatives in the world that you wait until you make X amount of money, or you have X amount of money to do this or do that. Just start, and then continue to build piece by piece, brick by brick.
Nothing I can't say is, shout out to everybody that had us on their platforms.
Oh, facts.
We had one thing I can't say is we went to what was it? Was it Louisiana?
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, St. Louis.
Shout out to Shorty. Shout out to Shorty. We did an episode with someone in St. Louis. So it's and you kind of never know where this shit will take you, bro. And
that shit was fire. St. Louis, we went to Harlem for a pod.
We went to
where else did we go? We did the Miss Milan's show.
Yeah, we did. We was on the radio.
I'll put that on my resume now.
So
we did, shit.
Chloe's live show.
And Chloe, shout out to everybody that was there.
Almost everybody.
I didn't gonna say some shit. I ain't gonna already do it every time he was on. But yeah, that was a cool experience. I kind of watched that video at random times. Like,
yeah, so shout out
was some good love.
Shout out to Chloe, man. So like I said, there are some good people. You will meet some dickheads. Don't let that jade you. You know,
That's
let that teach you or the level of discernment. I learned a lot of life lessons, like how to gauge people, how to learn myself.
About their verbiage, like. That's one thing I do. One thing
I do.
You said it. Like gauge people by the intention. I watch their intentions, their words. Just like, all right, cool.
And how they treat people.
That's how you are. Like I've been around people where I thought they were so cool. I brought my my friend around. Well, she's Caucasian, and treated her like shit. I was just like, yo, that's the kind of person you are.
Yeah.
She just came here and bought everybody fucking drinks, bro.
Yeah.
Say what up, chop it up. You stink. I'm like, all right, I see what kind of person you are. I'm pull back, and it's like, this is from people that have been on the show and Hey, we hang. It's like, yo, like,
yeah.
I mean, and this is the game. You learn who people are. Even with podcasting, you start listening more.
Yeah, facts.
You start listening more and noticing, like, okay, that's who you are. Cool. Keep talking. Let me hear something else.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, why you pay so much attention? I mean, I have a podcast. I listen to a lot of shit LA says. Like,
yeah. I feel like I've become a better person doing this show.
That's a fact. Me too.
My battles with depression, relationship shit, life shit. I felt like I was cool with showing the ins and outs. You guys see me on this show when I was up. Y'all see me when I was down, financially, physically. Man, I done looked through this shit so many times. I done been skinny, mini, biggie.
Niggas had fucking
medium.
horrible colds.
Yeah.
Still walking ahead depressed. It's like that. Those are the hardest times that push you. It's like, yo, bro.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you got to just take that battle as, yo, bro, I'm going to try again another day. Like,
yeah, facts.
It's like, yo, bro, let's record tomorrow. Hopefully you understand. It's like, yo, bro, I hear you, bro. Like,
one listener at a time, bro.
I mean,
so yeah, from the people that support us all over the world, like really, really all over the world.
Love.
That's crazy. So
appreciate y'all.
It's been dope. I hope I'm not forgetting anything or anybody or.
Man, if as LA says,
blame
my mind, not my heart.
Facts.
So why you didn't do that the other day when I forgot to tell you something?
Nah, cause
that's not sorry. We're not doing that. We're not doing that again.
You full of shit. Well, I did eventually though.
Okay.
Once you finally broke it down, it was kind of like, all right. He said he forgot. It was one of those things where I'm not gonna argue whether you forgot or not. It was you say you forgot. So, but at that, I'll be honest. I was like, when I first found out, I was like, nah, why would he go? why would he leave?
I ain't just saying like, why would he move? Just say move. Niggas just said, everybody keeps saying, yo, why he gotta go? Like, bro, I'm still alive, though.
Oh, my fault.
I keep saying that, dog.
Why?
That shit bothered me, my nigga.
I'm at the casket. Take me instead.
Meet me at the crossroads.
But I'm like, yo, why is he leaving? I don't make no sense. Like, in my mind, I'm like, that's how Mace screwed up. Like, don't leave while we hot. Like, we got so much shit going on. We got deals on the table, this, that, and the third. I'm like, why are you leaving? Like, we finally kicking it in. But then I'm like, yo, like, that's that man's journey. Like, for the most part, we were able to share a lot of our journeys together, but I don't think we'll be able to share every journey, you know. You are now in a devoted relationship. You are now, I seen you.
GM's closed. Don't bother me. I'm married.
Yeah, facts. I see you using.
I thought I texted you or something like that.
You using the word marriage and shit a lot, and so it's kind of like, you know, I don't want to come in between that. So if that's the direction that you
better not,
you want to come. My ass fatter, but
yo. I was gonna make even better joke. I was thinking AK.
But yo, I'm surprised we never got killed by sorority.
Yeah, sorority, nigga Greeks. I don't know for Greeks. Greeks be laughing with us. I'm like, all right, cool.
But yeah,
let me know y'all trying to bless me in though.
But that in itself is kind of like, yeah, I get it, man, because, you know, we all got to grow up and we all got to do our own things. But like I said, as long as it ended in a way where I can still fuck with you and we still talk and chop it up, it's cool. I think after this episode, I'm gonna release that episode. That'll buy us an extra week.
The thing one?
Yeah,
just the audio, Joe?
Just the audio. So next week, it won't be a visual episode. We'll just release the audio episode of all the way through.
This shit's called interrogation. Just say this shit's called interrogation.
The episode all the way through is the episode where I tried to get Don to tell me he was leaving without telling me he was leaving. But so I pretended that to set up a studio session with the cameras.
I really might be dumb because I might this nigga ain't get it. He must have got the remote. Fucking no audacity of this guy.
Yeah, so I pretended that it was a studio session for us to talk about his next move, and but even then, like, you know, in all actuality, we saw this thing through. Like I said, 230 something weeks.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, bro. Like, we done did shit on holidays, birthdays.
Oh, not birthdays. That was.
You know what I'm saying? So
I think we probably don't through. I don't think we probably through a snowstorm. Well, it was snowing outside.
Yeah.
We was partying.
Yeah. So we did what we needed to do. We accomplished what we needed to accomplish. And if it works out, then we'll see you in 2 weeks live in Atlanta.
That's a fact. I ain't gonna front.
You know what I'm saying?
One of y'all big companies want to talk to us, I might fuck around and move back.
Facts. Well, I was always fearful of that.
What? And we always had that conversation too.
I was always fearful of that because it was like, yo, if you were leaving, right? If you were genuinely leaving, and money's on the table and you stayed, I wouldn't say I would look at you funny, but it would be like, yo, you only staying because of the bread. Just go. You know what I'm saying? Like, money always, like I always tell you, don't let a large number confuse you, bro, because niggas will hold you up talking about a large number.
Well, they said 100 band a piece. Ain't no.
Nigga, I got an extra room. I got an extra room, bro. But nah, I mean, I feel like, who knows, bro? That 100 bands, whatever, might be in Atlanta anyway.
That's fair.
So
it's crazy. Another thing we talked about too, like, yo, bro, don't let nobody split us up. You feel like my girl split me you up?
Nah.
All right, just making sure.
Nah. Only nah. I don't. No, I never had that thought. I never had that thought. We did have that early though. Never let
nobody split us up.
Yeah. Nah. Because I have a relationship with T. So.
Nah, I'm about to say I don't give a fuck what you say.
I was like, yeah, I got a relationship with T, so I don't think so. I've never felt no shade or anything like that. But I do understand what it's like to when a man is in their first relationship and how they prioritize. Not to say that T is your first relationship, but T is the only relationship I've ever seen you where you've prioritized a woman. So I do get what that's like. So it would be easy for me to see that because I've been there, right? So, but if I never had that type of love or whatever,
it'd be hard to
I would
understand.
have taken that personal.
And it's crazy that you say all of that. Every time I think about it, I think about the episode with Kami. Shout out to Kami when he asked me like, "Yo, bro, what if your girl is like in need, like really need right now, and you're doing the pod? Would you stay?"
Yeah, you said no.
I said nah. Tell her father.
Yeah, you would go.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, so like I said, your life will put you in a position to challenge what you.
Let me see if you really about this static.
And sometimes you not, but it's because you've never experienced anything. So I felt like hopefully this show has, put or taught people that when they're in that position, they have a point of reference on what they could do or what they could feel or what things will go like. So I'm cool with that. I felt like I took Bishop's style of preaching and made it my own through podcasting, because Bishop is really cool with giving you scenarios and hypotheticals and personalizing the word to relate to you. So
shout out to Bishop.
I wasn't able to always. I mean, a lot of the episodes came from shit that I've read out of the Bible. I just didn't know how to. I didn't want to come off too preachy sometimes, so I kind of remixed the Bible into my way. So I wouldn't say I preached the gospel here, but I do try to make sure I credit God at the end of every episode, because,
without him, shit.
like I said, for the brand new listeners or people who are listening for the first time, for the last time, I don't know why, but shout outs to you. I was in this relationship, my first serious relationship, which is why I could relate to your decision making. We were going through this horrible breakup, bro. Now, we were already done. And I still had mad love for Shorty. But I was just too angry with her. And there was in the church world, there's something called a prophet. And this prophet came to the church. And I usually don't go up for the prophecies or whatever the case may be, but Shorty was there. So I said, I'm going to go up. This prophet's going to say, there's a person in the room who you love. You guys should work it out. Then I was going to go to her and be like, yo, God said, so I had this planned out. I was ready. I was in a good suit, fresh haircut, nails clean, all of that. Boom, right? I fasted for the whole week so God could hear my prayers and say what he said. Deliver assist me on this, right? So I get to the front. I waited last. Bishop already even went. They was like, anybody else? Me. I go up. I walk. I have my hands up, prayer. And the lady goes, I see you on television. I hear you on the radio. I see you in media. You're creating things. Mind you, at this time, bro, I don't know what a podcast. You don't even exist in my life. This is like 2013, 2012.
I'm clubbing at that point.
I don't even know you. I don't even think. Oh well, she lived in Far Rockaway. I was gonna say I don't even think I've been to Queens, but she goes. I see you on the radio. I hear all of this. Blah blah blah. You're gonna be in production. You're gonna create movies. Don, I looked at that woman. I said, "You lying piece of shit, bro.
This is bullshit.
You's a fucking liar, bro. God ain't tell you that. You talking to the wrong person. Like, God couldn't have told you that.
My name is LaShawn, not Preach.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You see me on." I said, yo, at that point, I'm like, I ain't say God ain't real, but I'm like, this can't be no prophet. You can't be no prophet.
Later down the line, it's like, oh, my fault.
7
I'm
years.
sorry.
Facts, bro. Son, at that time, when I had that moment, like, yo, God really is funny, bro. Like, you look up every Monday, somebody got us on their TV, or somebody's driving and listening to us, and it's kind of like,
that's wild.
At that point, I said to myself, I will never question God at all. So, if this is his prophecy for me, that's all my prayer really consists of. Yo, God, continue to let the prophecy fulfill itself. You know what I'm saying? And I try to make sure every decision that I do or make don't fuck up that prophecy. So God is good, man. I'm grateful for everything that he's done, the platform he's given me. I hope I made him proud. I hope I continue to make him proud. Yeah, bro, I would like to say thank you for everything, man.
Same, brother. Thank you for holding the torch. You know,
that shit hot. I don't know.
Man's been preaching the gospel, 200 plus episodes.
I don't know about all of that because
it depends on the episode.
Right after episode with Bishop, we did RPG. I don't know. Looking back, that was a horrible decision.
You got Sister Margaret over here listening to niggas talking about they fucking.
Yeah.
I don't know. She took her Sunday hat off, brother. She ain't been the same since.
Oh,
but,
man. So,
yeah, bro, I thank you as well, man. I learned a lot on this journey. Learned how to be more disciplined because at one point consistency was not a thing I was accustomed to. The most thing I was even consistent with work, bro. Like, you know that, bro. Calling out, coming for me, like, she just told me a lot of things that I really needed to learn as a man coming into the world. And yeah, bro, I'm just grateful, thankful. And you know, that's all I can say. That's all I can really say.
See you in Atlanta, bro.
You know the vibes. You know what's going on, Walter? You feel me? Yes, sir. But if you don't know, now you know. Don Peasley, DonTheCameraGuy.com. Don the Camera Guy on Instagram. Follow, like, share.
Facts. I'm going back into hiding, bro.
I ain't mad at you.
I'm going back to my regular life, bro. This was cool for a while. You know what I'm saying? I think after this, for a little bit, I might even delete the gram. Whoever got my number. Whoever, you know, who don't, you know.
I feel like that might be a good. I could my personal one.
It depends. It depends, but I'm not gonna be too opposed to getting off the grid for a little bit, bro. Trying to figure out who you are in front of everybody isn't always the most enjoyable process. You know, your failures are loud, your achievements are silenced. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. It's tough growing in front of everybody, and you know, I might lay low for a little bit, and but if not, you know, in 2 weeks, because after this episode, I'll put out the all the way through, and then if we're able to record some stuff in Atlanta and try to push through, you know, then we'll see. But if not, if lives is, you know, you're about to be a busy nigga, especially living with your girl, I trust me, I know how that go. So we'll see. But if not, boy, whoever have my number, you can reach me. If
you don't, well, you're not supposed to have it.
So I don't even want to say follow me at, because it might not be there for like Will Magic Johnson said, I might not be. But but thank you so much, man. You can follow me at Stay Focused LA on Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All things What's a Good Guy coming out. Well, it came out every Monday.
Every Monday at 8 a.m.
It came out every Monday at 8 a.m. on whatsagoodguy.com.
I think it came out SoundCloud at one time.
It did too. Shout out to SoundCloud, man. Y'all took care of us. SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, all the good stuff, man.
Whatsagoodguy.com.
Facts, man. Thank you, everybody. If you ever pressed played once, or you pressed played 231 times.
If you shared it to a friend.
Facts.
Shit.
Facts.
Or people was on